Pop Culture Pastor.
So, Cody, as you may know, we're getting a Domino's in our little town, and the excitement is palpable.
It is.
And I don't want to hear about any rumors you heard about it not coming to fruition.
Or being delayed in its coming.
Our little town is such that we hear about things coming that are supposed to come, and then they back out, and then we cry and complain about it. We're so negative Nancy's when it comes to this, and it almost has become like a trope. It's almost something our town is known for. And I may or may not have played into this by playing into a craze about us getting a Brahms. I did a gimmick for the radio where I took a picture of me picketing outside with a sign that said, "Where's our Brahms?" And it kind of blew up. I'm now, I've told this story before on the radio where I'm the Brahms guy now in town. And everyone thinks I'm like hardcore Brahms. And I'm just like, it's all right.
I really think that as a community, we should put on ash and sackcloth. And mourn and lament for 40 days.
So we can get our Domino's
and
our
maybe
Brahms.
The Brahms.
I don't think Brahms is coming, my man. I really don't think that's a thing.
Now,
I think they backed out. And they just don't want to tell us.
From the rumor source that I had heard from, it's still on the table and still happening. It's just...
This is like high school all over again.
A long way away.
It's like the girl you had a crush on, but she thinks you're nice, but she's not interested. And so she doesn't ever give you a definitive no. And so all these people are like, "Oh, I think she likes you." And they're wrong. She doesn't. And you keep getting like drug along in the hope that one day Brahms is going to like you. And they just don't want to come.
There's better fish in the sea.
Yes. Like Domino's. We're getting a Domino's allegedly. And I'm excited for that. And maybe, just maybe, they'll come with the thunder like this Domino's in Russia did. Yeah, that's right. Russia has Domino's.
I don't feel better now because I've been told I'm not supposed to like Russia.
Oh, stop it. There's nothing wrong with the people in Russia. They're just people who are trying to live. And sometimes they try to open a Domino's, which the way Domino's franchising works is really cool, by the way, because anybody can open a Domino's. Right. And so these people in Russia did, and they thought, what are we going to do? We need something to inspire people to come get a pizza. And so they devised a contest of sorts, and it backfired. But of course it did. We wouldn't be talking about it if it didn't, but we'll tell you what happened coming up. So this Domino's in Russia, Cody, last August, when they first opened up, they launched a 2-month promotion where it was said by them, anybody that got the company's logo tattooed on their body, tattooed like permanent, Cody, anybody that got the Domino's logo tattooed on their body, shared a pic on social media, and hashtagged the promotion link would get 100 free pizzas every year for 100 years. So basically, free pizza for life.
Oh, that is a huge oversight by them.
Well, wouldn't you know it? A bunch of Russians got the Domino's tattoo. I'll show you a couple pictures. There's one on a forearm.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, that's a leg.
That is a leg.
This is, I think, maybe that one's a forearm. I don't know.
Like, I could get a really tiny Domino's logo tattoo. This guy got one and added it to a rose tattoo nearby, so it just looks like a little code. It looks like a little barcode, the little Domino logo. Would you, Cody, for 100 free pizzas a year? Like, I got kids, man. They eat a lot of pizza. I would totally get this tattoo. Don't tell my Christian friends. I would get this tattoo. B, Bachelor Cody would be set. Oh, I would be living off of pizza.
You're you're like adding it up in your head, devising how many pieces you can eat. Like if I eat half a pizza, I can stretch this out. To this many meals. Yeah. So this Domino's in Russia, they said if you get a tattoo of the of the Domino logo on your body, share a pic on social media, and hashtag the promotion link. 100 free pizzas every year for 100 years. So basically free pizza for life. And Cody and I are both like, oh, yes. Yes, you get that tattoo. Get it twice.
I could even get it on my hand because, again, it doesn't have to be big.
No. You get it on your ankle, somewhere unassuming.
Yep.
Like, on your wrist somewhere.
Get it on my shoulder.
Yeah, your shoulder. You show it off at the beach.
Yeah.
Be like,
sun's out, guns out.
That's right. This
Domino's.
body's by Domino's, ladies. We could tell. So, yeah. Not unexpectedly, many Russians near this Domino's started getting the Domino's tattoo because why wouldn't you? 100 free pizzas for the next 100 years.
You had to put a time limit on it. Like,
you're already seeing where this story's going.
I hope I am.
That they thought they were saying something so extreme. And like, no, people get tattoos of just random things all the time now.
Stupid stuff. And you didn't think they would get a pizza logo.
Well, they were wrong. They were wrong. So let's examine the path to disaster here. You open up a Domino's in Russia. That's not the disaster. It's probably quite successful because, there's probably not many places you can get pizza in Russia. You open up a Domino's, and then in order to get visibility, you say you come up with a scheme, right? Anybody that gets a tattoo of the Domino's logo, shares a pic on social media, and hashtags the link will get 100 free pizzas every year for 100 years.
So foolish.
So many people did it, Cody. So many people did it that they backtracked on the original thing.
Oh, you can't do that.
They said they'd only honor the first 350.
Yeah, you should have put like up to X amount of people, or how many ever people can get this in the next 2 days or 12 hours.
So many people were getting tattoos and posting them. So many Russians that they made another post that said, an urgent message to all those sitting at the tattoo artist right now. We'll include you in the list of participants, but we're waiting for photos up to midday today. To those with appointments scheduled for later, we recommend canceling them. And they said the number is 350. How many people? This is what I want to know.
That's 3,500. Or no, that's 35,000.
35,000 pizzas a year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is not you're not making money.
No.
Giving away 35,000 pizzas. Who thought of this idea? Oh, these poor people.
Oh, that's a thing of beauty.
Serious question. Okay, let's bring this back to Serious Town now. This is a Christian radio station after all, and we are nothing if not serious all the time.
That's us.
Is the Domino's tattoo the mark of the beast?
It might be the mark of the Trinity because I think that there's only 3 dots on it.
Wrong. It's clearly the mark. You got to show your tattoo to eat.
Although 3 dots times 2 colors is 6.
Oh, man. Here we go. Now we're getting into numbers and math.
And
pretty soon you'll be telling me that the 4th letter of every 5th word in Proverbs spells out some secret code.
Numerology, my friends.
This has gone a poor direction.
It did.
I'm sorry about that. If you got a Domino's tattoo, you're fine. If you're Russian, you're probably getting free pizza. All right. Cody, are you a side sleeper or do you sleep on your back?
So I prefer to sleep on my back, but evidently I may snore. I have not known myself to do this, but according to Leah, I do. So I am forced to sleep on my side, even though evidently it does not help out that much.
You're forced to sleep on your side. She forces you to?
She's like, you snore less loudly when you sleep on your side.
Especially when you sleep on the side that's pointing away from me.
Yes.
I see the logic here. Apparently, many people are side sleepers, but American adults are apparently also in a lot of pain.
Yes.
A 2018 Centers for Disease Control and Prevention analysis estimated that 50 million U.S. adults cope with chronic pain every day. And while everyone's suffering is different, there are many sources of pain, as people, know. But how you sleep for many of these people plays a crucial role.
Now everyone's sleeping on their stomachs.
No, that's not it at all. Most Americans sleep on their sides, according to the National Sleep Foundation. That's the majority. While many of them presumably do it without pain, this is not the best way to sleep, and it can cause shoulder and hip pain.
Word, my shoulder hurts.
Leah, his shoulder hurts. Can't he sleep on his back?
Let the boy sleep on his back.
Oh, my goodness. Here's my thing. It's like, if we're all side sleepers, if the majority of human beings are side sleepers, haven't we reached a point in our technological advancement where we could make a mattress that should alleviate this pain? What's happening here?
Well, I think that the mattress exists. I just think it's out of everyone's price range.
Oh, see?
You gotta be like not the low bottom sleep number mattress. It has to be like you gotta be NFL rich sleep number mattress.
Okay, but if I can actively point to studies like this and say, well, this is about my health, shouldn't my insurance pay for that? Isn't it better than paying for chiropractic bills and emergency room bills or doctor bills?
And mental health bills.
And mental health bills if I'm losing sleep?
Yes. So, literally you spend a third of your life sleeping.
Right. This is why I don't understand why we haven't advanced past this. Shouldn't we have advanced past this? Shouldn't there not be millions of Americans suffering from pain because we're side sleepers?
I really want some mattress store to be like, we're going to go into the car business.
Yeah.
Trade us your truck and we'll give you a top of the line mattress.
Also, this is why evolution is stupid. Because if evolution was a real thing, then humans wouldn't sleep on their sides. If it's not the best way to sleep, then why do we do it?
Because I've been told that it is the way you snore less.
It's all been about the wives. We would be sleeping on our backs peacefully, I might add, but the wives complain. That's the whole reasoning.
Because
Cody snores.
Because when I take a nap, I'm sleeping on my back. I'm keeping it real.
In all seriousness, you may have sleep apnea.
Probably do. But again, insurance isn't just paying for all this.
It's cumbersome at first. But if you get used to the sleep apnea machine, then you could sleep on your back again.
Just give me a comfortable mattress for sleeping on my side.
So I mentioned that I have a problem with evolution in the human species. Because if that was a thing, why do majority of humans want to sleep on their sides, even though sleeping on their side is quantifiably, like we can look and point and say it's not good for us. It's actually worse for our bodies. Why do we do that then?
I honestly think I have the Arthur in my shoulder because of it.
We should have evolved out of this. But yet most humans want to sleep on their sides, and this is causing us pain. On top of that, did you know that several studies have shown that sleeping on your right side can aggravate heartburn?
I discovered this accidentally
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
because I would sleep on my right side and be like, I'm having heartburn. And then I roll over to the left and then I was like, oh, this is less heartburn. But now my left shoulder hurts more. And I'm like, am I dying of a heart attack? I don't know.
You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Sleeping on your right side can aggravate heartburn. Scientists actually think that's because lying in this position loosens your lower esophageal sphincter.
I just discovered why Dave wanted to do this story in the first place. There's a line from Wayne's World that I could quote, but this is a family show, so.
I'm sorry. I'm a child. I am a child. But this is like a real part in your body, in your esophagus.
So you have 7 of those, I think, in your body.
I wanted to say it so bad I couldn't even say the word right. Esophageal sphincter. This is great radio.
Top notch. Give us all the awards, please, and thank you.
I am going to collect myself. I could never be a real news reporter.
No.
Just wouldn't be possible.
You are not Walter Cronkite.
Okay, so the sleeping thing.
Yes.
Sleeping on your side is apparently hard on your body, and yet most humans want to sleep on their side.
I don't.
That's what I'm being told.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep on my side at all.
But you're forced to. So there's there's an inordinate number of Americans who are being made to sleep on their side by their wives. That's the other thing I'm hearing.
Potentially. I'm not ruling that one out.
Listeners, how many of you sleep on your sides? And then also tell us how many of you are sleeping on your sides because your spouse is making you.
Yeah. So I wonder for the Americans that want to sleep on their side, is it because we like to curl up? In the fetal position?
In the fetal position? Yeah.
Is that what the reflex?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just feel more comfortable on my side. Although I've gotten more used to sleeping on my back now because I have a sleep apnea machine and it gives me the best sleep I've ever had. But I don't know that that's because I'm in the position. It's just the best way to wear the mask and not jostle it while you're sleeping.
I will say if you're wearing a sleeping mask, like one of those that go over your eyes, sleeping on your side's really tough.
Yeah.
Because the mask gets pushed.
Right. Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Light gets in and you're like, Leah, turn off your phone.
Shelby Harris, who's a sleep medicine expert and a professor at Albert Einstein College of Medicine.
This is why I always go to Shelby for my sleep takes.
Shelby, tell us about the esophageal. Anyways, she says there's no need to change your sleep position if it's working for you.
It's not.
But if you're waking up in pain, you can take steps to improve your situation.
Oh, please enlighten me, Shelby.
Shelby says side sleepers should buy pillows that are thick enough to support their heads, taking some of the pressure off their shoulders. If you're experiencing acid reflux or heartburn, don't sleep on your right side, sleep on your left side. Well, thanks, Shelby. Also, she says tuck a pillow under your knees to better support your lower back. That's weird.
So they do make pillows that are especially for your knees / calves that prop them up so then your back stays aligned and your knees aren't banging against each other when you're sleeping.
Yeah. Okay, but here's my problem. Why do I have to do all this creative pillow work? Why can't we make a mattress that actually supports us the way we want to sleep and not pay, $5,000 for it? Mattresses should be handed out by the government. That's what I'm saying. And not those cheap kind. I'm not talking about camp mattresses.
Give me my sleep number that adjusts when I'm snoring.
Yeah. Instead of giving us all of our tax money early at COVID, how about you just give everyone a Tempur-Pedic mattress of the size they need? I'm sure Tempur-Pedic Company would agree with this.
Big sleep companies are probably anti this legislation that you are proposing.
So side sleeping is not the worst way you can sleep, though. It's more rare. 7% of people in the world apparently are stomach sleepers.
I told you there's some of those people out there.
And this is the worst, Shelby says.
So I can back up Shelby on this. One time, like after college, or I was in college after a long day of courses, I went to take a nap back in my dorm room, and somehow I rolled over to my stomach and fell asleep. Both arms and legs were numb, and I thought I was paralyzed. I could not move.
You do the dead arm thing where you get up and you like sling your arms over.
I literally had to like force my body and like roll off onto the floor.
And you're like, this is never going to work. I'm going to go through the rest of my life looking like a jellyfish.
Yeah, both arms and legs somehow got crossed, and they were asleep when I woke up.
Well, that was a very timely story. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Because she says that sleeping on your stomach puts pressure on the entirety of your body.
It
And
did.
you're at a risk of numbness and tingling.
She's right.
So if you turn your head to one side or another to breathe, that further increases the possibility of muscle and joint pain.
Oh,
So
Shelby, where were you when I was in college?
She says if you're a stomach sleeper, use a flatter pillow to reduce strain on your neck. Other doctors suggest putting a pillow underneath your forehead to elevate your mouth and nose, and that lets you sleep with your face straight down, eliminating the crick in the neck altogether. Now, I'm
That's a loose cannon.
I might move a little bit and then suffocate myself. I can't do that. That's not good for me.
Yeah, what if you have like silk bedding on and your forehead slides off your pillow? You're gone.
Luckily, I am not a stomach sleeper.
Did it once, nearly died.
Did it once, did not like, would not recommend. Nearly died. You crushed your esophageal sphincter.
I don't know if that actually happened or not, but
I couldn't even tell you where that actually is. I'm assuming it's somewhere in my chest area.
yeah, I think it's in your like the bottom part of your esophagus.
I just like to say it. I'm not going to lie. I totally only did this story so I could say that.
Knew it.
Yeah. I said I'm a child. I know where my places where my immaturity hits.
And we landed on one of them today.
I'm humble enough to admit it. And I am nothing if not a humble man. All right. Welcome back. This is Firescape Coffeehouse Radio, if you needed to know. I figured I should throw that in because I was reading this story about this radio station in Portland, Oregon, and now I'm scared. I'm scared we could be replaced, Cody.
By whom?
Live 95.5, which is a radio station in Portland, Oregon, announced on Tuesday that its midday host, Ashley Elzinga, quality person Ashley,
Okay.
will broadcast a cloned version of her voice, aka AI Ashley, to listeners every day from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're using Futuri Media's Radio GPT, an AI-powered tool that uses GPT-4 to generate a script based on trending news and reads it with a synthetic voice. The radio station noted that AI Ashley isn't fully replacing traditional Ashley, not yet, which has been a huge concern for a lot of local DJs.
Is Ashley making money off her voice?
Well, I don't know. If I'm Ashley, I'm asking that question.
Because as an American, I'm all about the Benjamins. And also, since she has allowed for the Terminators to basically take over her job, you got to have a living somewhere, Ashley.
Mo money, mo problems, as Diddy once said. And since you're all about the Benjamins, that was the only thing I think of. What were we talking about? Oh no, we're going to get replaced by AI versions of, what would an AI version of Dave talk about? I mean, probably nachos.
It would be cheese-related items. Nacho cheese dip, mac and cheese.
And Jesus.
And Jesus. Jesus made out of cheese sculptures.
Oh, yeah, cheeses in the most,
Yes.
And that's what we call that art form.
Yes.
And it's a hobby. It's something I'm picking up. I don't know. I probably need more Jesus art. But then you get in trouble because of the way we depict him. Then everyone gets all sensitive. And it's just like, look, Jesus can look like anything you want him to look like. Because, Jesus can look like anything he wants to look like.
So there was, when I was growing up, there was a pastor at my church who he was in the National Guard and he got sent over to Bosnia. He was a chaplain in the National Guard.
Oh, very cool.
And so got sent to Bosnia. And so we had this older retired minister fill the pulpit. And then when that pastor came back from Bosnia, he gifted him an icon, which is like a holy religious artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And then the older retired pastor was like, he said some term and he's like, in case you didn't know what that means, it's someone that destroys graven images. I'm not one of those people.
Oh,
Because you do get into those people as well. Like, the Bible clearly states, thou shalt not make a graven image.
okay. What's a graven image, though?
Exactly. And so, you get heat from all sides.
Look, if a graven image is some form of what you think God would look like, but it's not what he looks like, then isn't every depiction of Jesus a graven image? Because we don't know what Jesus looked like. We weren't there.
There is a reason, and I know this is a completely different faith background tradition, but in Islam, they don't depict Muhammad. There it is just a blank face. There's no eyes, nose, or ears, or anything.
I think that's the problem with being so fundamental. Is people would say, I'm not saying anything negative about it. I'm just saying Islam's a more fundamental religion, and if you want to be more like that, then that's the direction to go with the fundamental stuff like that. When I'm just saying, hey, so I want a sculpture of Jesus made from gorgonzola cheese. And I don't know what Jesus looked like. I just have to, the artist would just have to do their best. And how could that be bad? It can't be. It's gorgonzola cheese Jesus. So this station in Portland is going with AI DJs, at least for a little part of their day.
AI Ashley.
That they have noted that AI Ashley isn't fully replacing traditional real Ashley.
Thank goodness.
Oh, thank goodness. Ashley, we're rooting for you. But that has been a concern for a lot of DJs on the radio. Radio stations have cut down their broadcasts in recent years due to rising costs or in a shift to embrace tech like AI. In 2020, iHeartMedia restructured its organization and laid off hundreds of people nationwide and invested in artificial intelligence.
So I can say, as someone that is occasionally on the radio, not often, but occasionally, I think when you don't have if you don't have a radio show on during certain hours, if you had an AI voice that said, that was Chris Tomlin, up next is, and then whoever's playing next, and the song title, because I have an old truck with an old radio and it doesn't flash oh, this is
right, yeah.
this song and this singer.
And you don't have time to Shazam that. You're driving.
I am, and that's not safe.
No.
Shazamming and driving, so.
Don't Shazam and drive, kids. That's important. It's interesting. It's interesting in that sense because of that. But I don't know. The robot voice is too soothing for me because it'd make me fall asleep. I used to fall asleep watching 2001: A Space Odyssey when I was a kid.
Explains a lot.
I'm just joking. But that was Dave Rimbold with Pop Culture Pastor. Coming up next. Like, that's too, don't you need some like a varying degrees of like, sometimes I get really quiet and sometimes I get really loud because I get excited. AI doesn't get excited.
Not if you run a smooth jazz station.
Let's change our format. You're listening to the mellow sounds of the rain. We can always change our format here at KFEX and play some mellow Christian jazz.
Yes.
How do you know it's Christian? I don't know. I always think about that when I hear the EDM, the electronic music. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is Christian. And I'm like, wait, how do you know? Like, yeah, what makes it Christian? Well, is the guy who played it, the guy who made it was Christian. It's like, oh, so that's okay. We're going back to that again. Like, listen, Lauren Daigle, you're free to go.
He was thinking about Psalm 1, and then it inspired him to make this beat.
He's like, this is the actual embodiment of Song of Solomon, chapter 2. Like, oh, wow. All right. That's interesting there, guy. So this radio station in Portland, Live 95.5. That's the radio station. They're trying out an AI version of their daytime DJ, Ashley. AI Ashley. And they're pretty excited about it. But as you might have guessed, their listeners not so excited about it. They maybe not are fans of this change. They've expressed disappointment. One user even said that the AI voice was disrespectful to the entire radio profession. They said, among other things, it was too soft. It's too synthetic. Which, yeah, that kind of would be like what I would assume. Don't you think?
I am good with, so from the sounds of it, they're using Ashley's voice.
Yeah, it's synthesized. It's AI Ashley. Yeah.
So if we had synthesized James Earl Jones, I would love it. Give me synthesized Morgan Freeman saying that was Lauren Daigle.
Gene Velitis on Twitter, who's apparently had a bit part on Law and Order at some point.
Yes.
Replied to their tweet announcing this, saying, "You've totally disrespected the radio profession. You made history for all the wrong reasons." I mean, it's a bit extreme, but I get your negativity.
It was already heading this direction.
Someone says this is going to wipe out swaths of jobs. Well,
sadly, those swaths of jobs were dying anyway.
Well, and yeah, that's true for a lot of this is the big problem with artificial intelligence. I think you're seeing the film industry go through this right now.
We don't need you writers.
Yeah, this is like they're not making a deal with the writers, even though they just made a deal with the directors, but not the writers because they're thinking, oh, we might not need the writers. As someone who's used AI, you're gonna need the writers. It's not there yet. Live isn't a proper name anymore. Well, that was probably true for a while. Yeah, I think most people would be stunned if I'm going to say something on the radio and I want you guys to immediately forget it because it's going to cause a negative reaction. But I think you'd be stunned about how much of this isn't live at all.
Eek.
Yeah, just forget I said it. We're live here in the studio talking to you now. Now's relative. I had to throw that part in so I'm not lying.
Yes.
I didn't want to lie.
Liars go to Fredonia.
The funny thing is the statement that this radio station put out said, hey, Ashley's still getting paid the exact same amount. We're not, Oh, yeah. Wait a minute here. You're using her voice. She deserves some kind of royalties, right?
Pay Ashley her money.
Ashley, get paid.
Ashley needs to call JG Wentworth right now. It's her money, and she needs it now.
JG Wentworth. We need to just call JG Wentworth more often just because he sounds like a nice dude.
With maybe the most catchy jingle
Don't you dare sing it. Don't you dare
of
sing the
all
jingle.
time. It's between that and the O'Reilly's one.
What about give me a break, break me off a piece of that fancy feast. Hey everybody, Dave here. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, which is sort of our odds and ends left over from our radio show. If you want to listen to our radio show, you can tune in to KFEX. That's website is kfex931.com. We would appreciate that, and so would they. We are on every day, weekday, noon to 4, so check us out there. Also, as always, please subscribe to the podcast if you're not already. Give us a 5-star review if you're on a listening platform that allows that, and leave us a review too. Write something nice about us. Share our posts. Follow our posts on social media so you can share our posts with your friends. Tell them why you love to listen to the Pop Culture Pastor podcast. That helps us out. We want all this to happen because we want to grow the community. We go out to comic conventions so we can be around you guys and keep growing the community. And that's what we want, man. We're all about the love. And let's get out there and let's love on each other and let's have community and let's look to the culture like something different. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll be back.